You know, I think about how these forests used to be 5,000 years ago, with these oak trees 50 meters tall, and now it's barren. What did we have here? What have we lost? What was it that we had in our heritage that we're not educated on anymore? When I look back at where I started with this collection, I was definitely inspired by this place. I really was. It was just the tip of the iceberg when we met that day, and I really looked into these layers of our heritage and why we're so inspired by these forests.
And everyone who comes in here has their own breakthroughs, whether it's people who really need to heal or people who are looking to have creative impetus given to them as well. But they're also very important from these ecosystem services perspective. So for things like carbon sequestration at a time of climate collapse, very little in the UK can sequester as much CO2 as an Atlantic temperate rainforest, and that's because you have this dense packing of trees, but within the trees you've got this huge abundance of epiphytes. So you've got all of the plants that don't use the soil to grow. You've got mosses, lichens, polypody ferns, liverworts, pennyworts. A single oak tree can have over 600 species living in it at any one time.
Yes.
They're cities, these trees.
I think it was definitely my dad who introduced me to the New Forest, and we would take long walks there, and he was the type of person that would value everything, and he would make sure that I noticed, no matter how insignificant it seemed. And we would go for our walks, and I really began to see the value in the smallest thing in nature, and I really have him to thank for that. Looking up at the sky there, it's
and the canopy is
blotted out.
Huge on this thing.
Yeah.
And it's enormous. And how the branch structure comes out from the tree. I mean, it's just stunning.
And my autographs on there
And your
from when I was a kid.
Not sure you want to admit that. I'm joking.
I didn't say that. Are you getting?
I'm getting all of this like canopy madness. It's beautiful. It's so wild.
Wow.
It's really cool.
That's amazing.
hear the crows. Yeah. There's suddenly so many of them. Can you hear the lark as well?
Yeah.
Are we getting that?
Yeah. And also these little birds called, they're just wagtails. You know, the ones that have their
the
little...
black and white ones.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. There's quite a few of those around as well.
I love you getting the lark.
Is that the lark over there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the bee.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really important for me that the people wearing the pieces had to be ecologists, these environmental stewards who are working today to save what remains of our forests and of our lands.
Yeah, that is stunning. I think that's my favourite photograph.
Yeah, she looks amazing.
Yeah,
Just so strong. Her eyes are just really...
just
they
the
say so
brooch
much.
position there is just so powerful.
You know, I wanted to explore these incredible landscapes that we have in Britain, from Dartmoor's expansive skies with Wisman's Wood, which inspired Arthur Conan Doyle, Tolkien, Wordsworth, to Scottish highlands under snow, to the hidden waterfalls beneath our highest peaks. I found someone brilliant who excavates very carefully and sustainably this bog oak. And he says it's almost like catching the next big wave as a surfer. He'll get this call and he has to drop everything because it has to be excavated so carefully and so quickly, these amazing giants.
So, Natasha, these are the excavated finds of 2025.
Right.
So these have, you're at the hitting season, as we call it, which is convenient.
Yeah.
So these are, literally, we've just found these.
Wow. Where did you find them?
The East Anglian Fenland Basin. So Norfolk, Suffolk, Cambridgeshire.
So these are all different kinds, are they? They're sort of like from different places,
They're
not
all
just
from,
one?
They're all from different farms.
Wow, yeah.
But some of these, we've got like 8 12-foot lengths from the same tree. So you can have a huge amount from just one farm.
Wow.
Yeah, 35 metres.
Wow.
They're just enormous.
Wow.
It's almost miraculous, really.
It's miraculous. And so this precedes, you know, Stonehenge, the pyramids, the Great Wall of China, the mammoths. And here we are.
That's another thing about when you see them coming out of the ground. You know, I'm aware that Neolithic man was living alongside woolly mammoths, and it gives you a tantalising glimpse into what it must have been like living in these ancient high forests. My understanding is that actually much of the country would have been forested like what we now call the Fenland Basin.
Yes.
It's just that the distance below sea level and the conditions were right for them to be preserved in the way they are. So my understanding is these are just the only preserved examples of what was growing everywhere in the British Isles, you know, 5,000 years ago.
London, I was on my own, and I would make those journeys to that place. It was rejuvenating for me. I've taken a few people to this place I love so much, and they feel the same, and I see it. Everyone has it, everyone's connected. At some point in their life, there is this connection, and it's very different from any other feeling. The reason why I wanted to make this large relief was the impact that I had, or the impact that I felt when I first saw the bog oak, and that presence of that Neolithic material really hit me. And I wanted to try and translate that feeling into a large bass work. But then I think we should start the trees sort of from here, and then going all the way up to the canopies.
They got the full length, haven't they? Because they're huge.
Yeah, massive. So that feeling of it is it's 50 meters.
Scale.
And if we step the wood, and this feeling of maybe the branches from the distance, are coming into play, sort of mid-range perhaps, and then maybe there's sort of more of a space again, and little ferns like that. All that detail that you had in the earrings, that amazing detail, like almost the tails of the polypod ferns. And we can sort of put something, whether it's a wood hardener on the sides to keep that sort of live edge.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it?
Bog oak has this very dark colour and has this density, and it's really challenging to work with. And Graham's had to make handmade tools, especially for the rendering of these high and low reliefs. What fascinates me is these fibres carry our lost ecosystems. When you're working with it, you're literally handling Britain's sub-fossilised Neolithic rainforests. My part has been about understanding how to honour this material, combining a contemporary vision with at-risk heritage skills. If we use a variant of colour, or if we just use one colour throughout for the highlighting.
Okay.
For me, forests are like cathedrals, and you walk in and I feel that there's a respect. I have this feeling of maybe how you'd feel walking into a church, that there is this silence and you become really aware of it when you're on your own and you're there, and it feels huge. It feels a far bigger thing than we are. In the end, I think nature will win. Perhaps not how we imagine it to, but it certainly will win, and it will be there for all time, far longer than us. I really think we need to sit up and listen to what's at risk, from our landscapes to British craftsmanship, our arts. They're at risk, and it's getting less every day. And it really needs almost a call to action to save what we can, to save what remains, and to really support what we have here in this country.